Steve Tanzilli, Dean of the Roland School of Business. I'll spend at least one, if not two, Fridays a month visiting high schools. And I would always ask the class, what is it that they want to do professionally? And I would always hear, students say, I want to work for the Penguins, the Pirates, the Steelers. And about 2.5 years ago, I started to not hear everyone say that. And I would ask, you didn't raise your hand. What do you want to do? And they would say, oh, well, I don't know if it's a sport, but I want to work for Blizzard, or, I'm a gamer, or my friend's a gamer and I might want to represent him or her. So I came back to campus and told my team that we should probably look into this esports. And so we created a class on the business of esports. From that class, I was asked by the mayor's office to chair a task force for the city. And the goal was to just get a better understanding of what this esports industry is all about, figure out the viability in Pittsburgh, and really see what role the city could play. And so what I did there was I brought the local sports organizations to the table. I brought the local facility operators to the table. We had various meetings. We spoke a lot about the players in the industry, emerging trends. And we decided what we thought would be best is if we just did an event. And so we started with a couple small on-campus events. One actually was held at the CMI. And then we went over and did our first Steel City Showdown at the Playhouse last May. And because of our relationships with the Penguins, we were connected with the Cleveland Cavs. The CEO of the Cleveland Cavaliers is a Pittsburgh native. We have a few of our alums that work there. And what was fantastic about it is the Cavs and the NBA are many, many years ahead of the NHL when it comes to leveraging esports. So the Penguins were looking for a mentor. The Cavs were looking to gain a foothold into Western PA. Pittsburgh is part of their market. And so it just became this great collaboration between the cities of Cleveland, the city of Pittsburgh, and Point Park. And we put on our first event at the Playhouse last May. It was the first event in the nation to have professional sports teams, aligned. And then from there, we're off and running. We look forward to hopefully doing it again. I'd love for alums to come out and experience some of these events. It really is something that you need to see to fully understand and appreciate it. We're fortunate. We have an alum who is a professional shoutcaster. He lives down in Atlanta. He came up and actually did our event last year. We're looking forward to having him come back again. Back to the business school, we are trying to integrate esports into more of the sports, arts, and entertainment curriculum. So trying to use examples from, the esports industry into our classroom. Our legal class, sports, arts, and entertainment law, which is historically focused on professional sports, the arts, entertainment, looking to broaden it and speak a little bit more toward the world of esports and the need for representation and, some of the issues that are related to it there. I'm looking to work with the other schools to create a esport certificate. So I think, what I would love to see is every school has a class in esports. So School of Comm could do something pretty easily in shoutcasting. COPA could do something in, stage management and the production that it takes to put these events on. So my hope is that in due course, each school will have a class dedicated to esports. What we always try to do is be, innovative and dynamic. We always try to be, kind of first to market. And I think we certainly have been in esports. We have these great relationships with the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Legion, which is their esports team. The Penguins and the NHL are very serious about getting involved in esports. The Pirates are now involved. The Steelers, have an ownership interest in a local team. And so, our goal is to try to provide our students with those practical skills that they need to know to get a job. And that's what we're doing. Well, it is the fastest growing industry in the sports segment, the quickest sellout in Staples Center history was not a Laker game. It was not a concert. It was an esports event. And I think one of the things that we'll see as a direct correlation from this pandemic is that the esports have really shown that they are viable, not only show that they're viable from a viewership standpoint, but they're starting to become much more economically viable. So I think as we emerge from where we are, I think you're going to see esports playing a bigger role. In terms of employment opportunities, esports are events. So students that understand how to put on an event, students that understand how to market, how to promote an event, there are jobs for these students. The legality side, right now there is not collective bargaining. I think there certainly will be. But esports athletes are athletes. Just like a football player or a baseball player, their career is somewhat limited, and they have to understand how to protect themselves. So, right of publicity, name and likeness protection, those are things that we're teaching in our classes, and our students absolutely, I think, have a leg up on other schools when it comes to that, and because we're providing those academic skill sets. So for us in the business school, we don't just measure success on whether or not students are graduating in 4 years. Certainly that is our priority, but we're really measuring success on our students getting jobs. Right? Are they getting jobs in their chosen field? And there are real employment opportunities in the esports industry. And students that understand the business acumen, students that have internships, co-ops, those are the ones that are going to go out and be successful in this arena. And we're excited that we've been ahead of the curve. We continue to not only provide the academic rigor behind esports, but now also the practical side by having a team, by having a lounge, and by hosting multiple events, some small and some much larger, on campus throughout the year. And the goal, of course, is that if students get involved, going to position themselves to be hopefully gainfully employed in really what is becoming a dynamic, innovative industry.